Hi, this is Mark Shelley at PTC here, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of connecting the ThingWorx Academic Simulator to a ThingWorx platform, then connecting to a thing, and finally, simulating data for a property. If you would like to follow along, you will need the ThingWorx Academic Simulator installed, your own ThingWorx platform, an application key on that platform, an existing thing that has inherited from a remote thing template in your ThingWorx platform. A generic thing will do as well, but it is not recommended. If some of these requirements don't make sense, I would recommend taking the Fundamentals of IoT Development course on iotu.com. Alright, let's get started by connecting to ThingWorx. First, open up the ThingWorx Academic Simulator. I would recommend also having the ThingWorx Composer open to help you troubleshoot, but it's not required. Since this is our first time, we're going to simulate device. And for server URL, we're going to type in the base URL of our server, excluding /ThingWorx at the end, and HTTP or HTTPS at the beginning. Then, for application key, paste in a valid application key from your ThingWorx platform. And port should be what your ThingWorx server is configured to communicate over. For most ThingWorx instances, this will likely be 443 for HTTPS servers, or 80 for HTTP servers. Secured server is checked when the ThingWorx server has a valid SSL certificate that is required to connect. For most HTTPS servers, this will be checked, and for HTTP servers, this will be unchecked. When you're confident in this information, click on Connect to ThingWorx to establish a connection to the platform. If all of your information is correct, then you should see this on screen. If you had an issue, I would recommend double-checking the information provided previously or contacting your server's administrator. Now let's connect to our thing. Click on the plus sign next to Things, and in the list, search for or select the thing you would like to connect to. Then click the arrow to put it in the selected list, and feel free to select multiple things. Finally, click Connect Things to establish a connection to your thing. Now we're connected to our thing. If we go over to Composer, we should be able to see that our Things is connected property is now true. Great. Finally, let's start to simulate data. In my example, I will be simulating data for a number, but you can simulate integers, strings, booleans, and locations using the ThingWorx Academic Simulator. To simulate data, click on the property, and then select your simulation type. For numbers, random simulates data within a set range, step will simulate data moving up and down at a linear rate, and equation will allow you to define variables in an equation to tailor your data in a more custom fashion. For our example, I'm going to be using random. I'll be simulating data that is random between 0 and 10, and I want a new data point to be created and sent every second. You'll notice below a graph displaying how this data will play out. Now note that this is not the exact data that will be sent to the platform, but rather an example of it. Finally, before we move on, make sure to check the Simulation Enabled checkbox. This means that the simulation will start when we click play. Once that's done, click Save Property, and now we've set up our simulation. All that's left is to play it. Click on Play to start the simulation. You'll notice that the current value is being displayed here. Now, if we go over to ThingWorx Composer, we can see that our property is receiving the data from ThingWorx Academic Simulator. Awesome. One last thing before we end. If we want to save this simulation so that we can come back to it later, or send it to somebody else, we can. First, I'm going to stop our simulation. Then I'm going to save in the bottom left. And finally, I'll save this to a safe location. Now this file can be sent to someone else for use with their own installation of ThingWorx Academic Simulator. In the next video, I will be walking you through some of the more advanced functionality that ThingWorx Academic Simulator provides, specifically the functionality provided by using the ThingWorx Always On WebSocket protocol with remote things.